Hello, my name is Benjamin Spider. And first, let me apologize. This is not going to be the best video because I'm still learning video editing skills. But I'm making this video because I want to explain why on Thursday I decided to release some videos about Pinterest. Well, this basically dates back to October 26th. And I contacted Pinterest. Well, I sent 236 DMCA claims. Half of those involved a network. And I'm going to explain that network in further detail. But Pinterest punished me for that, which, yeah, I'm going to address how that came about. But during that time, which usually happens whenever I'm seeing a loss of traffic on Pinterest, there's usually a lot of copyright theft, which again, that's also another piece I'm going to discuss. But I have been dealing with them back and forth, trying to get them to deal with various forms of malware, spam, and such. And Pinterest has done nothing to deal with these accounts. Sometimes they might remove my pins. Even rare do they take the accounts out, but they have removed none of the domains. And there's 19 that I know of so far that are part of this network. But the worst of them was the one I decided to share on Thursday, which is parentingisaneasy.co. And in this email here, I basically contacted them and told them all the details I could think of about this account. And to which, nothing. They have done nothing. So, on Thursday night, on various forums of social media, I didn't really want to go on Twitter, but you know what? I know they actually pay attention to what's going on Twitter. And I could tell you why, but they know I know. So, I showed this, and I showed everybody how this site was causing malware. This site was trying to install malware. Again, this isn't going to be a perfect video. This is going to be me speaking off the cuff. And, well, I know that they've watched some of the other videos that I've shared. And I'll get into that after we explain that they didn't do what they should have done when they saw this video. Because, well, the account behind that domain, the main account, which I believe is, because of right here, it's still active. Pinterest took no action. And despite of that, and in case you're from the hosting, and if you're one of those people who have a grudge against me over my hosting reviews exposed days, just know that these pins are not mine. I ended up after 14 days getting them to remove all the pins off this account, but I still have other pins that were stolen from other accounts posting this domain, so it's not mine. But let's get back to that. This is what happens when you click on the domains still. As usual, Malwarebytes blocks it. However, I'm probably going to have to scan my device again. And, well, oh yes, we'll get to that in a second. But let's get back to how I find these pins, because usually Pinterest is really good at recognizing themes and stuff. So I end up finding more of these accounts. Wow, look at these. You got 3 pieces of content right next to this malware. You got Wells Fargo, you got Captain Morgan, and Bailey Irish. Again, stolen content, spam, malware. Several violations there that this account is allowed to, that you're putting advertising on. Which, yeah, I'm going to get to that. But let's see, how do I find these other domains? Well, it kind of recommends them here. Because you see, parenting isn't easy here. There's homehacks.co, which is another domain in the network. sweetandsavory.co as well. And I mean, this is how I find the accounts. It is no mystery. Pinterest just practically throws them out there. And again, this is another account. It's one of many accounts. They're gaming the system. Even if it was legitimate and they didn't steal my content, this is a violation of Pinterest's spam policy, gaming the network. It's something I don't do. But let's get into why I know that they've actually watched my videos. And they watch more of the videos because in June, I contacted Pinterest, sending them this email basically explaining how the accounts, even though they blocked the domain after thousands of DMCA claims, the accounts they left active moved over to Blogspot. This is kind of how I learned that Blogspot is being used to be a redirect. And Blogspot accounts are really tough to shut down. I mean, I've got tens of thousands of claims to process, and I'm willing to bet most of them are Blogspot because I'm using some image recognition to get my accounts, which have a familiar theme, despite that weird play button they throw on them. But I sent those two videos to Pinterest explaining why they needed to delete those accounts. And per usual, the response I got is like, well, I will forward this on to somebody who will take care of it. And nothing happens. But I post a video on Thursday trying to get Pinterest's attention. And of course, they go through and delete those because it would be really embarrassing for people to know those accounts were up since June when they should have been terminated. Now, while Pinterest waited until yesterday to delete all those accounts to show in the video, they did not delete all the accounts that I reported to them because, well, I keep the list. I have it aside. I try to check back on it, and after several months, I kind of forgot about checking on it. And they haven't pinned anything since I reported all the stolen content they were taking. But the account's still active. It still has stolen content. And I'll get into how I know this is stolen. I'll show you that in a minute. Unfortunately, my antivirus is not detecting what they're trying to install during my browser session. I'll only find that out after I scan. But clearly, again, it's going to that domain, which is blocked now by Pinterest. It's using Blogspot to get around the redirect. And I don't know what else they've installed on there to bypass my antivirus, but it's not good. But let's get back to how I know this is stolen content. So let's go and do an image search here. And here we go. It's right there. It belongs to her. And when you click on this site, you're going to see how to make a Christmas tree fuller, taller on a budget. You don't see that on the other account. In fact, they stole her pin twice. And after this video, I will contact her and advise her of her stolen content. Because one, it's the right thing to do. Two, this account is using it for nefarious purposes. They're getting her impressions that she should have earned. And I do believe that Pinterest will punish accounts when their content is stolen. I'm going to cover that. But if you're Pinterest and you decided to watch this video, as opposed to hitting the dislike button, contact me. I don't want to destroy Pinterest. I like it. I know a lot of other people who like it. A lot of people who have also had their accounts shut down that shouldn't have had their accounts shut down. And yes, I want my accounts back up, but I'm also, as you can see from this account and the history of the website behind this account, I'm concerned about people. So let's do the right thing, contact me, and let's get this resolved. Otherwise, I've got a new hobby. Thanks for watching.